Hey YouTube, this is Purple One and welcome to a review of the Bluetti. A lot of people have questions on power boxes. It's my number one question. People want power with the increase of likelihood of a grid going down, the increase of war with Ukraine and Russia, and problems with natural resources. People want to be able to provide some limited power at their house. And really, the number one question is power. And it could be from a lady that wants, hey, I need 500 watts to run a fan, or I need some type of life-saving oxygen concentrator or CPAP machine. So to really put out a video and say this is the best solar generator on the market for you is really doing you a disservice. It is the best one for you, is that one that you find out what it will do, how much money you can afford to spend. But I'm going to talk about this Bluetti, and this Bluetti is the Cadillac of them all. This machine is just come out, and it does a lot of things. It almost does too much. I will probably not recommend this machine to everyone I talk to. I bet you I recommend this machine maybe 5% of the time. Literally, as a prepper channel, people are looking for backup power. I'm not a geek or a nerd channel. I'm not a technology channel. I'm a preparedness channel. And the best piece of equipment is the best one for you. Not the best one for me, the best one for you. So let's go over this. Is the Bluetti. This is a brand new machine. This is the AC 500. And the AC 500 consists of this top part. There's actually two parts here. This is the AC 500, and the bottom is the B300S. Now, they already have a B300 battery brick, but this is the S. This unit can handle over 6 of these batteries being plugged in here. That gives you 18,432 watt hours. That's unheard of. Most of the ones I show you are about 2,000 watt hours, but this one can have the capacity, and basically the capacity deals with your wallet, because you would have to buy 6 of these. One of these is 3,072 watt hours, which is a lot bigger than most of the ones I show already. This unit has to be paired together. The top part I consider the brains of the operation. It has charge controller, the inverter, all the technology parts in it. It does not consist of any battery in here. You have to pair it with a battery or multiple batteries to make this work. So the thing with this unit, there's two things. This is a 5,000 watt inverter. That's good and it's bad, and I'll explain further the bad points of that 5,000 watt inverter. But the good points is you can run a lot of stuff in your house. It's not going to trip the inverter. It has a surge capacity of 10,000 watts. I have never showed you anything even close to this. I don't think there's anything out there that's, this small in a power box. So this unit is totally expandable. That's one positive thing. The expandability, because a lot of people buy a unit and realize, oh, I need more power. Then they have to say, what do I do with the unit I got? It can't be expanded. So they sort of waste money sometimes, or they have to buy another unit. But this unit is expandable. This has the lithium iron phosphate battery in it. That's number one in my book. There's a few things any unit has to have. And starting with this video, the top thing that I'm looking for right now is customer support. I've had a few people buy other units, and they've had problems with them, and there has been zero customer support. I mean zero. They send email after email and they don't get a response. So my number one is customer support. Is there going to be total acceptable customer support after the sale? Bluetti has probably the number one customer support. They've spent a lot of money in the United States being able to communicate with their customers. To me, if you ask probably a majority of people that have these, Bluetti would be rated at the very top for quality. The neat thing about this unit right here is it will last for 3,500 cycles, and then it will degrade down to 80% of its battery capacity. So it's going to last you a long time. And that's solely because it has the lithium iron phosphate battery in it. This unit is not light. It's a pretty heavy unit. As you can see, normally the boxes are about this big. This is huge. The reason it's so huge on this top part, it weighs like 66 pounds, because it has a huge inverter in there. It's nothing cheap. It's a 5,000 watt inverter. So it weighs 66 pounds. The nice thing is it does come with 2 handles. This is pretty much a 2-person carry. 1 person on each side, no problem. Now if you're a single lady living in an apartment and you can't move this around, it's probably not the one for you. Plus it's probably too big for you. They do make a cart for it, so if you absolutely need it and you can't move it, there is a cart for it. So the top unit weighs 66 pounds. The bottom unit is actually heavier. That's your battery. That's a little over 80 pounds. So it is heavy. Now, if you want this unit to work, you have to buy both parts. If you just buy the top part, there's no battery in it, you will be in trouble. Let me go over a few other things with this. This is, first of all, it has the biggest inverter I have seen. Hands down, 5,000 watts. The second thing, it is probably the fastest charging unit. There's so many ways you can charge it. The cool thing about this, if you own a lithium iron phosphate or any lithium batteries, do not charge it when it's under 32. It will damage your battery. So you have to make sure your unit is over 32 degrees. This one, I think, is one of the first ones that's got a self-heater in it. So it will self-heat the battery so you won't wreck the battery if you have to charge it when it's really cold. I think it will go down to -4 degrees. I typically say keep the thing as warm as possible. Keep it how you want to be. If you're comfortable, this thing's comfortable. So the same temperatures. If it's 100 degrees, it's not good for the unit. It's not bad for the unit. But if it's 70 degrees, guess what? I'm comfortable, and this battery's going to be comfortable. So be careful charging lithium iron phosphates. This one has a built-in protection, but I would still personally be careful. So this unit can charge unbelievably fast, almost too fast. If you get an adapter for this, you can put a lot of power into this. You can put 5,000 watts. Now that would be coming at the unit at 220 volts. Many people aren't going to charge at 220. 99% of you aren't going to charge that high. You're going to use the regular charger that comes with it, and the regular charger is 1,800 watts. It can plug into the grid. It can plug into your generator. And you plug it in the side, and it charges 1,800 watts. Is quick. That's some of the quicker charging just by itself. If you really need quicker charging, then you can go with the 220 hookup, but most people will not do it. Now, inside this unit is 2 NPPT chargers. So it can handle a lot of solar. It can handle up to 3,000 watts of solar input. They do give you a nice cord for it, and the neat thing is there's 2 MPPT chargers. So you have PV1 and PV2. So you can actually have 2 separate groups of panels to charge this. I haven't tested it, but I believe you could actually have 2 separate panel systems, and you can have them pointing at different directions. You might have a place where, you know, you can collect a lot of sun in the morning, but then in the afternoon you got some trees, but then near evening you get tons of sun on another piece of your roof or another area of your property. You could set it up so you can maximize the sun to get the maximum. But you can put 3,000 watts of juice from solar in there. If you combine that with the 220 plug of 5,000, you could charge just this at 6,500. The reason is you need 2 batteries to charge it at the full 8,000. If you only have one, you can only max out at 6,500. But to be honest with you, that's crazy in itself. Most people will be happy with the 1,800 coming in, and really the 3,000 will depend on how many panels you actually have outside. If you don't have the full 3,000, you can't take advantage of the charge capacity. So what they did was they put a great inverter in here, and they put a great charging system in here. Now, these are the 300Ss. There is a difference between the 300Ss and the 300s. The 300s are their older model. Now, if you want to mix and match, you can do that, but you can only match. As soon as you use an old battery of the 300, you can only put a maximum of 4 batteries on their brains of their operation. If you buy all new batteries, you can put 6 of the batteries. So remember that. 4, if you mix one old one, it's only going to be 4. You can have 2 olds, 2 news, whatever you want. But if you have one old in the group, you only can have 4 batteries. If they're all new, you can have a total of 6. And that's unbelievable amount of power. If you're familiar with Bluetti, they have a touch screen on here. And I'm not going to go through it all. It's amazing. It can do anything for you. Pretty much can order you probably lunch if you found that app on here. It is incredible what they put into the display, and they also have an app. So you got you know, Bluetooth, you got Wi-Fi. You can turn all that off. As me, I don't want all that on. You can turn it off or you can leave it on. It has a 3-year warranty on this system, so they really stand behind it. I did not mention it has a pure sine wave. Anything at this caliber, it now is a pure sine wave. The cool thing about this is this unit right here, the battery, does have some power outlets. It does have a 12 volt. It does have some USB ports. And it has the ability to stand by itself. This can be charged with solar right on the side, or you can buy an adapter for it and plug it into the wall. I think the wall outlet will give you 500 watts. This 300S, I think, charges also with solar up to 500 watts. The older ones, I believe, were less than 300 watts. I think they were 200 watts of solar input. So you can actually have this unit stand by itself. Now granted, you won't have your AC plugs like up here in this unit, but you will have 12 volts, so you can run a CPAP machine. You could run one of the little refrigerators, coolers, camping type, and then you can definitely charge phones and other things with the USB. It does have, on the front, it only has 5 lights that will show you how much juice is in it. If you really want to know, you'll have to look up here to see what it is in the display. The unit itself has everything you want. I don't think you have anything you can't charge what they provide. You have 3 regular outlets, just like in your house. And then right here is your big boys. This is a twist lock. This is 30 amps. Next to it is your RV plug, and that's probably the biggest one. This is a 30 amp RV plug. Next to that would be an RV plug at 50 amps. I got excited when I saw it, and then I got to looking at it. If you only have 1 unit, you can't use this. It takes 2 units to use that. This unit is designed to pair 2 together so you can get the 220 volts. If you pair 2 together and you get their little box, you can run your 220 appliances, your hot water heaters, your oven and stove in your house, maybe your well pump. There's a lot of 220, your dryer. Now granted, you can run them, but it's going to take a lot of power. If you want to run those things, you need to have more than just 1 battery. The thing about this unit is the expandability of more of these, or if you want to go the route of what I would recommend this. If you call me up and say, Dave, I want a unit, I want to run my refrigerator, freezer in my kitchen, this is not the unit I'm going to tell you. The one negative reason why is they put such a huge inverter in there. That huge inverter, when it's just sitting here on in standby, is drawing power. And it draws a lot more power than their smaller units. For their 300 or their 200, they don't draw as much juice. This big inverter and running all these electronics draw the juice out. So if you don't need a 5,000 watt inverter, I will never recommend this. If you have to have a huge battery bank, maybe you have to go with this. There's other units that Bluetti makes that you can expand with batteries that are a lot less power. Let me tell you a few things why I would recommend this to you. I like it because in my shop right now, we're running totally off of power boxes. There's no grid power running into the shop. So if I need to run a piece of equipment, I have no problems running my little table saws, my chop saws. I can run those off of 2,000 watts, the normal ones I got. I have some bigger tools I can't run off. Or if I do put them in there and I turn on the saw, I can actually have to wait a split second for that power to get going. This unit right here, I have 0 problems. I can run my chop saw, I can run my table saw at the same time. Now I have a smaller table saw, not one of those huge, massive commercial ones. So to me, it's a huge advantage. If I have the little air compressor on and it kicks on, I don't have to worry. Before, I got to go over there, turn the air compressor off, so I don't have it kick on when I'm doing something with the other saws. With this unit, I can do everything and I don't have to worry. So if you're a carpenter, a handyman, and you have a van or a truck you drive around, this is something that could give you power at your job site. Definitely. You might have a business. If you can justify a backup power supply for your business, you can use the tax write-off of having a business and buying this and then having dual purpose. If the power goes off at your house, you can have it. I totally will recommend this to someone that's got an RV and they said, Dave, I want to go off-grid. The ability to use that 30 amp and the ability to expand this will let you go park wherever you want in the woods, have a few panels, and enjoy being totally off the grid. If you got a bigger RV and you need the 50, you can use this, but you have to have 2 units and they pair together, and then you get up in cost. But if you just need that 30 amp in a RV, that one will definitely work for you. So the thing I don't like about this, I don't know if you can see this right here, but you see this cord sticking out? The cord that's sticking out the side is the biggest pain in the neck. It sticks out about 18 inches. It's a really thick cord because my little 4 and 7-year-old, excuse me, almost 5 and 7-year-old, almost, love to grab that cord. So that sticking out the side to me is a problem. I wish it was some other way to do that. Plus, if you're in a tiny house, it just takes up so much space. I wish it would fix that. Even put it on the side, on the back, anywhere. Front. So that is a problem. If you don't need 5,000 watts, do not get this machine. It would be a waste of money. They have their 300, which is a great machine, or their 200. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions about this machine, or if you're thinking, hey, I need a whole house system. A lot of people say, I need a whole house system. Then they see the cost and they see what this entailing, tearing apart their house, running wires, doing all kinds of things. This is the option right below a whole house system, especially if you're willing to buy more batteries. You can power a lot of things. They can hook these things up to panel boxes. So there's a lot of options that Bluetti has. They got a lot of accessories, so I'm going to put a link. Full disclosure, I make absolutely nothing if you buy this unit. You go look at that unit. I have no promotional financial interest in this product at all, other than I am truly blessed to be able to get this for free and to review it. So if you got any questions, send it to southernprepper1@yahoo.com, and I will try to help you pick out the best machine for you. It could be a 500 watt machine, or it could be this giant 5,000 watt. We need to find the right one for you. Thanks for watching.